Hello there, I'm Karen Marsdale and I'm the President and CEO of the Greater Reading Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and it's a pleasure to be here today on our Member Spotlight with John Rohrbach, who is the General Manager of Overhead Doors and residential sales, actually, of overhead doors. Is that correct, John?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, and I must say that I have an overhead door from your company, because when we moved into our home and we needed a new door, it was like, well, there's going to be a chamber member providing that service for us. So thank you for doing such a good job.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
So Overhead Door of Berks County is well known. It's a great name, and it's been established for many years, of course. So tell us a little bit about the history.
Yeah, Overhead Door Reading started back in 1965 by Roy Owens. He was the original owner of the company, and now Bill and Dave, his two sons, have taken over the company and continued the family tradition. Roy was a wonderful person to work for back in the day, and his brothers, his sons, Bill and Dave, have done a great job of continuing the growth of the company and making it a stronger business. We purchased Overhead Door Lancaster back in 1960. Reading was 65, Lancaster was 72, and then we also purchased a franchise in Chester, Delaware counties, in Folcroft, right outside of Philadelphia. So we really cover a lot of southeastern Pennsylvania, and that's been a nice growth for the company. So we really do cover a lot of area. Now we're located in Berks County, and we're very proud of being in Berks County and servicing the people of Berks.
That's really a lot of acquisition, to be honest. It looks like you've got the footprint of a pretty wide swath of
when it comes to doors
demographic.
and our related products that we go to, we cover a large area. We will dip into Jersey a little bit, into Delaware and Maryland a little bit, but primarily it's southeastern Pennsylvania that we're covering. But yeah, we get into Schuylkill County, Lebanon County. I mean, you name it. If it's within a couple hours, we go.
Now, where is Overhead Door corporate located?
Well, Overhead Door of Reading is located at 901 Delta Avenue, which is just off of 5th Street Highway in Reading. We're right on the Reading-Muhlenberg border.
And you talk about franchise, correct?
Well, the Overhead Door product is a franchise.
Okay.
So Overhead Door is a national company that distributes the garage door company through franchises. So we are a franchise, but we do a lot of other product lines other than Overhead Door.
That's what I wanted to get to as well.
Yeah.
Because I think when people think Overhead Door like I do, I think of the garage door. And
Absolutely.
I know that there's a broader spectrum that you have of product.
Well, it's funny. One of the biggest challenges we come to is we're Overhead Door of Reading, and garage doors is our business. I mean, if you call us and you have a need for a garage door, we're your company. We take great pride in our product, and it's a very good product line that we have on offer with a lot of different varieties, both in the commercial and residential line. But we do dock equipment, we do hollow metal doors, we do awnings. I mean, people don't know, they go, you do awnings? Yes, we do awnings. We sell awnings, we install awnings. We do automatic entry doors. If you go to a grocery store, when you go through that door, that automatic entry door, we install them and we service them.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
so then there's a commercial side.
Oh yes,
obviously.
Actually, the commercial business, part of our business is quite large. It's probably bigger than our residential side of the business. When it comes to the automatic entry doors, the hollow metal doors, fire doors, a fire door basically is if there was a fire in this building, a door comes down, to save the fire from going from one room to the next room. I wrote some notes here. Operable walls, walls that actually move and can make this a room, in a classroom or in a gymnasium or something like that would separate a room, partitions, and so on and so on.
Wow, so that takes a lot of did the company expand their product line going from just the overhead door because they saw that there was a need to be able to fill that? There was a gap, there was, hey, here's an opportunity, and we've got the technicians who can do this that could also do that.
Absolutely. Great question, by the way. I mean, that's a wonderful lead-in for me. We were a garage door company at first, and that's all we did was garage doors. And then slowly over time, and we're talking over 50 years, we acquired different products and lines and different things to diversify our product line. And we do have guys that, once we teach them how to install a garage door, we'll send them to classes to learn how to do operable walls and how to do dock equipment. We're very big on continuing education for our installers In fact, we just had 3 guys out at McKean School, which is a fire door,
Wow.
primarily a fire door related company, to get them trained in that product line. But yes, over time we've acquired more and more things to do that we can do and do well. We don't want to do anything, and we don't want to do anything that we're not good at. So when we take over a product line, we'll train one crew to do it at first, and then try to expand it to the other guys that work for us.
And so the ownership is still under the two the sons.
Yep, Dave and Bill.
And I mean, that obviously is a family-owned business.
Mm-hmm.
You are not part of the family.
I'm not.
And so how does that dynamic work?
Well, Bill and Dave have been wonderful to work for. Great people to work for. I really enjoy working for them. But no,
that was great. That was super.
They really are wonderful guys to work for. Like I said, I worked for Roy way back when he was the owner, and Bill and Dave, I have a wonderful relationship with them. They're very good to work for, as in they'll let me do my job. Now they'll step in and say, hey, I really need you to do this, or this is what we need to do better. But they let me do my job. We let our employees do their jobs, and they're great at, their management style is very, it's not hands-on. They're not in the daily, but when they have something to say or they need something done, they'll let us know. But they're really wonderful to deal with.
Sounds like they're good leaders.
They are.
So that's great. So growth of the company, how many employees?
Well, in our Reading location, we have about 25 employees.
Wow.
Overall, I'm going to ballpark a little bit. I would say we probably have about 60 employees through the 3 offices. Now that includes, accounting staff, mm-hmm. and the receptionist that we have answering the phones, which she does a great job for us. Terry and Sherry, the 2 girls in our office. If you call us at any time, you get a live person. You never get a machine, and we're very prideful of that.
That's great, because that's pretty unique these days.
In the service industry,
Sure.
I don't want to call somebody and get a machine and then say, hit line 4, do you know somebody's extension? No, I want somebody to answer the phone and say, I got a problem, I need your help.
Which is part of your value proposition.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
that's really, really important, because, to some degree, while it isn't necessarily a commodity, when people are thinking either of a garage door and maybe they're just looking at design and features, there may be several places that they can go, but when something is broken, then that's when you need to really, make sure you've got the right company that's behind you.
When Mrs. Jones calls, Berks County, as we know, is a fairly older demographic. When Mrs. Jones calls and she's 75 and she's living alone, she doesn't want to go to a voicemail. She needs somebody to answer the phone.
Sure.
And either Terry or Sherry, I can guarantee you, will make sure that Mrs. Jones gets taken care of, and we get our guys out there. And even if you call after hours, there is a machine, but if you hit one button, you get to a live person.
That's great. And we appreciate your years of tenure in the chamber. We companies like this, we like to see these that you're homegrown, your family, you're employing individuals in our community.
Absolutely.
And and it's exciting for us, so that whatever we can do to help benefit the company, that we're always there. Are there any other parting words that you want to talk about with Overhead Door that you would like our listeners to hear? Well,
one thing I would say, and I touched some of them, I didn't go through all of them, but there's a lot of product lines out there that we do, and we're very proud of what we do. So if you have a need, if it moves, we probably do it, and we probably repair it. So if it moves, please call us. We're not just garage doors. And
if it moves.
We appreciate the support we've gotten from the chamber over the years. We have had people call and said, I've heard of you from the chamber. So I think it's a good working
I'm sure one of those was my husband when he called for the garage door. Because
let us know if you're a chamber member.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you call in, that usually helps.
But I know that I sort of get a little bit anal about that, but we do want to support our local community, our local businesses.
Absolutely.
So, John, it was great to have you here.
Thank you.
And say that again. And if it moves.
If it moves, we most likely install it or repair it.
Oh, that's great to know.
Not everything, but almost everything.
Well, I think that should be part of your a new slogan for Overhead Doors. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.